There you are. Good evening, darlings. I'm having a bad hair day. Sorry about that. How are you, my lovelies? A very warm welcome to Monday Night Live with me, Boaty. And I've missed you. I've not seen you since Thursday night, have I? But never mind. We've got, a couple of hours of wonderful time together now. And we can have a jolly good catch up with each other. Find out what we're all doing, how we all got on over the weekend, what we all got up to. Mother's Day, of course. Spring starting to creep in a little bit. It's all happening, isn't it? So I can't wait to jump in with both feet. I mean, honestly, my pleasure of being here with you all again is little short of orgasmic. Honestly, totally on the brink I am. It's just an unutterable joy to be with you because you are such top of the range, absolute bless puppets. And I love you all dearly. And as you know, I would love nothing more than to meet up with each and every one of you and squeeze and tickle you until you burped and wet yourself. I would love that. I really would. Who have I got? Who have I got? Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Aloha, says Barry. From Honolulu, Hawaii. Oh, you flash git. Karen and I are on holiday for a couple of weeks. Gosh, a holiday. A couple of weeks. I've never had a 2-week holiday. We're listening in while visiting Pearl Harbor. Blimey. Well, it's very good of you to waste your time with us when you're in Hawaii. What a fabulous place. Hope you have the most amazing time. Steve Colg is with us. Jimmy Quinn is here. Good evening, Boaty and everyone. And hi, Barry, and a jolly good evening to you, Jimmy. Pingu Concord is right in our midst and says, get some nuts. Good advice. Skick is here, lovely Skick, who would love to go to Pearl Harbor. And I know nothing about Pearl Harbor other than the fact that, obviously we know what happened there, don't we? But massive historical interest. Barry and Karen are on the USS Missouri at the moment. And I'm guessing that's some kind of cruise ship rather than some kind of destroyer wading into enemy waters to try and sink the Belgrano again. Whereas Skick lets Barry, and by extension all of us, know that he's in Wigan and he's enjoying a meat pie. Do you trust a meat pie? Do you trust things where it just says meat rather than specifying what the meat is? Could be anything, couldn't it? I think, I might be wrong, but traditionally, if it said a meat pie, did that used to mean it was mutton? Or am I getting that completely arse about face? Trace is with us, the Greenwood. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we all tonight? Asks Trace. And then she gives us a big kiss and a picture of Captain Mustard, which is nice. Barry says, I'll have a meat pie at the resort later. Hawaiian food is beautiful. And Karen says, so are the men. All the guys look like The Rock. Well, I'd fit right in there, wouldn't I? I'll have to nip along someday. I've never been to Hawaii. There are many American states I've not been to, and Hawaii is one of them. Joe is here, Cars with JC. Known and loved by all of us by his nickname Greenstripe. Ah, yes. Good evening, Greenstripe. How the devil are you? And Joe says, good evening, Jason, and chat. And then he waves. Hope we're all well with a question mark. So he's in one sentence there. He's both hoping that we're all well and checking in with us to see if we are all well. So that's very kind. And he follows on to say that he also hopes we've had a superb day. Well, I have. Don't mention the Rock, says Skick. I think Boaty sold him a car in 1993. I don't think I did the Rock. He's one of those mixed martial arts chaps, isn't he? You know, one of those cage fighting fellows. And Skick goes on to say, Joe, or Cars with JC, your car cleaning video got good views. I think the ASMR content helped. Really good, Joe. I enjoyed it. Excuse me. Oh, how rude. My digestion is all over the place, darling. All over the place. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. It all got, oh, well, yeah, yes, yesterday. Yesterday was yeah, that's where it all started going wrong. And it might get better before it gets worse. No, I got that the wrong way around, didn't I? It might get worse before it gets better. Something like that, anyway. But at least I'm at home. And perhaps you would agree with me that home is the best place to be when your digestive system is playing up. Barry says the girls here in Hawaii are exactly like you used to see in Magnum. Blimey, I can't remember what the girls were like in Magnum. I don't remember much about Magnum at all. A moustache and a Ferrari. I think it was 328 or was it a 308? I'm going to say 328. Wave your willy around the caravan. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, Sarah is here. She said she might turn up. The lovely Sarah Parsons. Hi, Jason. Hope all is good with you. And same to you, Sarah. I hope that life is treating you wonderfully. I hope the angels are squatting above your head and letting fly with a urinary stream of blessings that in which you can cavort as you see fit. I like a bit of cavorting in spring. Feature one, have you cavorted lately? Or are you planning to cavort sometime soon? And if so, where and under what circumstances? Let's discuss cavorting, shall we? Thank you, Skick, says Joe. There is definitely more car cleaning content to come. That's a lot of C's in that sentence, isn't it? Wave your willy around the caravan. Oh, Neil is here. Neil Gibbons, aka the Gibbonator, aka the very, very, very nice man. And my ice has just popped up to the top. Look at that. That's good, isn't it? Water. It's great. Oh, did any of you lot go to what's it called? Rustival. Anyway, Neil says, hello all and how are we? Hello to you too, Neil. Mark Passad is with us, evening all. Are we well? We're okay, Mark. Hope you're doing well. Skick is passing comment on my terrible hair. Yeah, the old wig's all over the place today. Can't be helped. It's just been one of those days, darlings. It's been a doing day. A lot has been done today, and I may well tell you all about it, unless you lot have got more interesting things for me to talk about. Anyway, good evening, Boaty, says Mark Passad. Good evening to you. Hair like a lollipop that's been licked and rolled around in carpet fluff, says Trace. Oh, how very kind. I mean, you know, God, how to make a man bloody paranoid. Don't be paranoid. You'd be paranoid if everybody was talking about you behind your back. Chris McGuire is with us. Evening all. Good evening, Chris. Count Botula is here, says Pingu. Louis says, I take it your cup candle isn't participating in tonight's live. Oh, and that's a hidden comment. I will unhide it. My candle is not participating because those are still going. However, for those who haven't seen it, Louis did very kindly gift me this fabulous candle, which will be making an appearance in due course. And there it is in all of its glory. Oh, there you go. I'll put it there. Look. Oh, it's reached new heights as that. Good Good evening all, says Richard Mann, and a very good evening to you. James Ray, the lovely Jim, is with us. Evening, Boaty, and all in chat. I'm hoping all had a great weekend. Sorry, I've just read ahead. So Jim hopes we all had a good weekend. Thank you, Jim. We hope you had a good one too. What you been up to, mate? Tell us. Tell us all about it. And always, I always want to hear about food. What was the best meal you've had since we last spoke together on Thursday night? This is why I'm laughing. JC Greenstripe says, hello, Boaty. Hello, Greenstripe. Oh, dear. Bad Books is with us and says, good evening. Oh, thank you, Mark. Mark Prasad points out that I'm an idiot. And he didn't say I'm an idiot, but the inference is clear. I'm saying I'm an idiot. USS Missouri is a museum warship. Yeah, of course it is. I knew that somewhere deep down. So Barry and Karen are having one of those tour things on an old doings. Joe says Greenstripe is going on the 25th. Yeah, I'm really sad about that. Can I have the one with the green stripe? That would look great on Sheeson. I'd love that. Oh, hello. Oh, right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, Joe, says Jim. Good videos the last few days. Videos plural. What? Joe's done more than one video in the last few days? That's not like Joe. I mean, Joe normally does one video every 4 months, but then does take about 490 shorts from that video to fill in the gaps until he makes another video in 3 months' time. Mind you, he gets really good views on his videos, so I guess he doesn't need to do all that many. Thanks, James, says Joe. There is more to come. I'm going to try and upload at least 2 or 3 times a week. God, I remember being young and uploading 2 or 3 times a week. Well, there was a period when I was able to upload 2 or 3 times a night. Oh, happy days. These days, I can barely make it up the stairs in one piece. That's age for you, isn't it? Evening all, says Frank G_05. Just finished replacing the brakes on the ZR. Oh, good job. Good man yourself. The brakes need replacing on the Honourable Sheeson, I discovered today. Hello, Mr. Boaty, sir, says Lord Stiff Upper Lip. Pingu says, have some nuts. It will help you with your digestion. Not keen on nuts, Pingu. Not for me. Dave Smith says, I'm here for the Monday night quiz night. When does it start? Wrong channel, wrong time. But hey, I'll do a quiz if you want. Okay, quiz question number 1. Oh, God. The only questions I can think of, I've asked you all before, so you'll know the answers. I could dig out some quiz questions for you, couldn't I? I'll have a think. Oh, it was a 308 GTS. Thank you, Barry. I can't help but lol at your willy waving song. The clip I did for you still cracks me up, says Trace. I loved that clip. That was your best ever clip. All of your clips are good, Trace, and I'm very grateful for them, but that was brilliant. Mustard didn't know what was going on, did he? I look forward to those videos, Joe, says Jim. I've been off for some time, has been unwell. Of course, you have been unwell, haven't you, Jim? Pleurisy. Oh, bless you. So catching up with all that I usually find hard to watch. I weighed myself today, says Joe, and since I started my diet in September, I've lost, wait for it, 6 stone. Bloody hell, Joe. Well done you. I'm going to wave my willy at you, Joe, in celebration. 6 stone. You have lost an entire small Estonian prostitute from your body. That is, I mean, you are now walking around, carrying one less You're carrying a whole person less. That's pretty amazing. Well done, Joe, and keep up the good work. That's what I say. Everybody give Joe a round of applause. JC Greenstripe says Joe is getting rid of me and he's very sad about that. Understandably. No wine tonight, asked Sarah. There will be wine tonight, Sarah. 11 o'clock is my wine time. I don't drink before 11 o'clock for one very good reason. Sorry, I'm waving my willy at you while I'm explaining about the wine. They call me Mr. Floppy. They call me Mr. Floppy. I don't start the wine until 11 o'clock because if I started earlier, I would get drunk earlier and I would fall asleep earlier and nothing would get done, including live streams and supper and things like that. So put it down. Put it down. So 11 o'clock is the time for wine. So, yeah, we look forward to that. And at 11 o'clock, everything will go downhill. The live stream will degenerate into absolute drunken chaos. So, normal service, really. We cavorted on the plane here. Does that count, says Barry? 2 miles high. Good man yourself. Okay. Feature number 2. Put your hand up if you are a member of the Mile High Club. JC Greenstripe says, Joe, I am 100% getting rid of you. Dave Smith says, Rustival, had a ticket, couldn't be asked. Good man. I thoroughly approve of that. Jim says, the Rust videos so far have been great. Great folk and great cars, new and old. 6 stone, that's amazing, says Sarah. It really is, isn't it? Hello, my little Rustival, says Rinky Dinky Doo, formerly known as Barry Scrotter. And Joe says the keto diet and 20,000 steps a day is working wonders. No news on Untival yet then, not as yet, but there will be. Well done, Joe, says Jim. I've been on a diet for 2 years since being diagnosed with a gluten intolerance, and I've lost over 12 stone now. Bloody hell, that's amazing. 20,000 steps, says Sarah. Wow. Wow, indeed. Trey says, Willy Candle, just FYI, they are indeed, I'll trust you to know this, Tracy. They are indeed moulded from an actual real person who would have modelled for someone with a bucket of liquid latex and plaster of Paris. Really? Well, it's not me. That's all I can say. That bears no resemblance. Well, I mean, it bears some resemblance. I mean, they all look fairly similar, don't they? But yeah, mine has a bit more girth. Willie, oh no, I've done that one. Well done, James. That's fantastic, says Joe. That's all. Oh, hello, Sean is here. And Sean is resting up in bed after taking a fall on the mountain today. Oh dear. Are you okay, mate? It will be in the video tomorrow, and I will do a video on the secret US base on the Rekos Mountain. I was fascinated to read about that, John. I got a notification to say that you'd replied to the comment, but obviously I'm doing this, so I can't have a look at the moment. But I'm fascinated by that. I'm assuming it must be historical, because when we were kids, we're about the same age. I've got a couple of years on you. But when we were kids, there was no square centimetre of that mountain that went unexplored, was there? And I'm just wondering whether my grandfather knew about it. I'm assuming that he would have, because my grandfather was an army man. He was an RSM in the Paris. He was a career army man. But then when he came out, he was a civil engineer, and he oversaw all of the open cast coal mining all around that area. So again, he knew every square centimetre of the mountain. So I don't recall him ever mentioning such a thing, or maybe it was so secret that even he didn't know. But I'm sorry to hear about your fall. Hope you're okay, mate. Sounds like you're doing the right thing and resting up in bed. And I look forward to the video. Oh, an update on my visit to Wales. I did say it was going to be the first Monday in April, but I've actually looked at the calendar and I've realised that that's Easter Monday. So the roads will be too busy and the hotels will be too expensive. So it will be the second Monday in April. So that will be the 8th, won't it? So if you're around on the afternoon, evening of the 8th, or the morning stroke lunchtime of the 9th, or indeed both, I'd love to catch up with you. Skick says, I watched Alex Assett at Rustival. Very nice girl. Unfortunately, she got to meet the gobshite of many different fake accounts. Oh dear. Oh dear. Trace directs a message to Sean. Oh, good. Be careful. Be careful indeed. Fish and chips today, says the artist formerly known as Barry Scrotter, would be my favourite meal. I always look forward to tartar sauce and pickles with it, and mushy peas, not chip peas. Hope it wasn't too serious, Sean, says Barry. Boaty, I enjoyed your gramophone antics. I bloody didn't. I didn't. The antics with my onboard gramophones, because it became spread across two cars, I found incredibly frustrating, to be honest. But nearly all sorted now. Glad you enjoyed the videos anyway. Hello, Boaty and all in chat, says Trisha, the lovely Trisha Alderman, one of my favourite people. You're all my favourite people, each and every one of you. There's not a bad one amongst you. That's why I love this community. You are all good chaps, even the lady chaps, and jolly good eggs. Not a bounder to be seen. Dave Smith says, do you have a candle cock stuck on a glass, or are you just pleased to see me? Well done, Dave. Oh dear, here we are. Humphrey, son of Boaty, is here and says, hi, Daddy. Yes. They're amazing things, YouTube live streams. Children come along that you didn't know that you had. And we even narrowed down in a previous live stream who the mother was. So, hello, Humpy. How are you? Hope you're doing well, dear boy. I might owe you some backdated pocket money. Don't forget to mention the merch. Right. Yes, indeed. Merch has arrived, darlings. There are stickers and things. So yeah, buy some. I don't know how you buy some, but because the merch is being organized by my merchandising manager, the merchandising manager of Boaty's World Limited Inc. Otherwise known as the very, very nice man, who will give you details on how you can acquire said merch and exactly what is available. Simon's quite funny, says Barry. Is Tony there? And I've got no idea what that's in relation to. Joe says, with a mixture of a new laptop, camera, and microphones, it helped me create content so much more easily. So more videos will be coming out very soon. I'm just waiting for a few deliveries. Gosh. And here's me banging out 643 videos a week with a couple of elderly iPhones stuck on a twig. Bad Book says, seen a few Rustival videos and an amazing selection of cars and a successful meet. Tickets sold out 2 weeks ago. Oh, well, I'm glad it went well for them. I'm watching Hugnut's Rustival video now, says Joe. It did look fantastic. Well, has anyone heard from John? Yeah, I have, Barry. And hopefully he will be along at some point this evening. Yes, Neil, the merch, says Barry. Oh, hello. Andrew's here and wrote a message and then retracted it. That is, of course, Ivor Spotty Butty. I think the candles need to be Boaty merch. Not a bad idea. Oh, here's Andrew. A very good evening, Boaty and everyone, and a very good evening to you. Keep up the weight loss, Joe, says Steve Colgan. In a couple of years, you'll be invisible. Oh, dear. Barry says, I made something one afternoon out of boredom. I made it out of windscreen glue and a condom. I still laugh now when I think about it. The new radio you fitted to Prince Andrew looked great, Jason, says Joe. Sorry, I'm walloping my willy at you now. There's no call for that, is there? You didn't join this to have a willy walloping at you. Thank you, Joe. I'm very pleased with it, actually. And for a super duper cheapie, it's quite good. And the Alpine in Sheeson is absolutely excellent, of course. I must stop touching this willy. It's not good for my subconscious. I might have weird dreams. Oh, God, did I have a dream this morning? Nothing rude. Kind of an anxiety dream. And I think that the reason I had the anxiety dream was I was oversleeping and I should have been getting up and going to the yard. And instead I was dreaming that I was in a Jaguar automatic, which, isn't totally out of the way. I have owned a lot of automatic Jaguars, and I drove a little too quickly down the road, didn't quite stop, and drove off the edge of a cliff. But I managed to turn around, hang on with my fingertips, and pull myself back onto the top of the cliff with the Jaguar. So that's quite a feat of strength, isn't it? Oh, did anybody watch the Joshua fight on Friday night? And if you did, what did you think of it? Oh, and what do we all think about the F1 shenanigans? The latest rumor is that Horny Horner is going to be sacked before the next Grand Prix. And if the rumors are to be believed, the reason that they're finally going to sack him is because the lady, the woman who made the complaint and has now been suspended, her brother is the son-in-law of U2 guitarist The Edge. And U2 have said that they're going to release a song in support of the lady who has been suspended. And it's going to be called Don't Be Horny, Be Christian. And if that's true, that is just the funniest thing that I've ever heard. And I so hope it's true. But thank you, Joe. Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of a kerfuffle fitting those studios, wasn't it? But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the end result. What are you in Wales for? Asked Sarah Parsons. Well, Sarah, just to come home, really. I haven't properly been home since I started the YouTube channel. So this year, I plan to come home quite a lot on a Monday, have an overnight stay, and explore South Wales and make videos about it and show you all where I come from and all of the things from my childhood and my adulthood, where and just get back in touch with my homeland and catch up with friends, old and new, who are in South Wales. Because, as I say, I've not properly been home since starting the channel, which is, coming on 2 years ago now. And I'm suffering a bit from the old Hiraeth. I want to re-establish myself to some degree with my land and my people and my history. So that will be starting on the second Monday of April, the 8th. And my plan for the first one is to do my old drive. So that will be M5, M50, Abergavenny. No, hang on, let's get it in the right order. Monmouth, Abergavenny, Heads of the Valleys, but then I'm going to jigger off. I'm not going to go all the way down the Heads of the Valleys. I will jigger off to the right to, I can't remember the name of the village, and then I will go through the beacons and take you up the Penhu, the family mountain, the land we used to own. It's an amazing little road up. It's 1 in 3, if not steeper, and it's one of those tightly hairpinned roads. Terrifying to drive. Last time I drove up there, I was with Chinese madam, and she screamed and cried and flung herself to my side of the car because she thought she was frightened that we were going to crash. And ironically, by throwing herself on me and my side of the car, made it much more likely to crash. It is really dangerous road because it's like a pretty sheer drop and it's really narrow. So if you face a car coming the other way, you're in all sorts of trouble. So I want to show you that, and then when we've gone over the Rue, we'll drop down into Hailseni and Astrovecta, and then into Pontes Fechen, and onto my old stamping ground. And I'm planning to stay for the first one. I'm probably planning to stay in Merthyr, actually. And yeah, the first one I'm just going to show you around actual home, my home, which is the top end of the Neath Valley, in the foothills of the Beacons, and yeah, but then over the year I'll be making other trips, and we'll do a lot more of South Wales, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to head off, says Barry. We're going down onto the ship. See you later. Ta-ta for now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Have a fabulous time, Barry and Karen. Thank you for popping in. Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool is with us, darlings. Boaty, I recognise that dick on your table. Well, you might do, madam, but you don't recognise it from me. They would indeed, Skick. They would indeed. No, you're not. Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool says, Boaty, I am pregnant. Well, you might be, but not guilty, Your Honour. I wouldn't even buy a raffle ticket, darling. Nothing to do with me. Oh, dear. It's going to bend in the summer, says Steve Cole. Yeah, well, that candle looks haunted. It's so white and glowing on the pick. Yeah, it does. It's a haunted candle. Greetings, fellow individual sauce sachets, says Ben. How lovely to be out of Father Boaty's cupboard. Good evening, Ben. Sophie's here as well. Hello, Boaty, and hello all. Hello, Sophie. Sophie, of course, we all need to congratulate her. Sophie got the keys to her very first place to call her own. She got the keys on Friday. So no doubt she has had a very exciting weekend. Are you in yet, Soph? Tell us all about it. We all want to know. Dave Smith says, is that candle really moulded from a real cock? I thought I recognised it from a hole in the Scout Hut toilet back in the 70s. Oh, dear. Ben says, asks Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool, if I say side shuffle and ram, does anything come to mind? Smelly Hole is with us now. Oh, God, they're all coming out of the woodwork. Gosh, Boaty, is that modelled on your chap? I definitely want to go on you now, you big hunk of a man. Oh, dear. Oh, stay cold. I've never been to Wales, but I've slept with a few. Dear God. This live stream's going downhill and I haven't even started on the wine yet. I enjoyed your video at night looking down, Boaty, says the artist formerly known as Barry Scratter. Thank you, Barry. I enjoyed that too. That was going to be part of the Daily Diary video, but I thought it was so lovely and atmospheric. Pardon me, I'm just going to get some water. I thought it deserved a video all of its own, so I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Congrats on the keys. Oh, I'm from Liverpool, says Smelly Hole. Who is this other woman? And Andrew Buttigieg says it's a lady from Liverpool off. Oh dear. Did you put a photo of yourself up as a kid, Boaty? Yeah, there are lots of photos of me as a kid, Skip. You look to me to have Oriental ancestry. No Oriental ancestry as far as I'm aware. Specifically, in terms of my heritage, I am, well, if you want to be technical, I mean, ask me what I am, I will say Welsh. But if you want to be very technical and specific, then technically I am half Welsh, 1/4 English, and 1/4 Bermudan, technically. Black Lines has become a channel member. I thought you already were, but Black Lines is a City Rover channel member. So thank you, Black Lines, and thank you to all of you other channel members for your support. It means the world to me. Ben says, Smelly Hole, our father is very generous. He gives his portions out to all the faithful. Now, Mustard's live streams have been going viral lately, as some of you will know. And on one of his live streams recently, somebody suggested, one of you guys suggested that I should do a confessional. And I think Mustard said that that would make a good live stream. And I agree. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a weekly Reverend Boaty's confessional live stream where I will basically listen to any sins that any sinners care to throw at me, and I may forgive you, or I may give you. I just thought it was a good idea, and yeah, that could be a bit of fun. So that is going to happen. There is going to be Reverend Boaty's confessional. I apologise, says Sophie, that haven't been on here as I've been ill and only got back to myself this week, and I'm really stressed out. I bet you are, my lovely. As I have to try and get everything done this week, as I only have Saturday or Sunday. Just chill out, Sophie. Chill out. Let things happen in their own time. You'll be grand. That will be the African ancestry, Skick, says Trace. My grandson looks very much like Boaty with the same percentage of white and black mix. Yeah, quite right, Trace. I fully move in my place and have everything done. Oh, right, okay. Right, so basically, so if you've fully moved into your place, you got to, or you've got to fully move in, you got to get everything done, and you got to deal with your course. I mean, they do say that moving house is the most stressful time of your life, and beating driving tests and other such things. So just get through it as best as you can. Don't beat yourself up, and don't expect perfection immediately. It'll be grand. It's your own little castle. Oh, okay. Blackline says, I cancel every month so I can rejoin and get a green bar for my 99p. Well, you get a green bar even if you don't cancel and rejoin Blacklines, because you can when you've been a member for a month, you can get a green bar for that. If you press on the doings, you can say I've been a member for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. So you can still get a green bar, and you get, I think, you get a different color thing as well. So you progress every month that you're a member. You progress onto a different color doings, I think. Moving is one of the most stressful life events, says Ben. My tip is take it one day at a time. That's not bad advice. Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool says, I can't read that. I can't read that. God. Oh, dear. Skick says, Trace could be right. I do look a bit like my old GP, Dr. Daz. Oh, there we are. I'm so looking forward to decorating tomorrow, says Neil. I also look forward to my 10-year trip to B&Q. Dear. Rather you than me, mate. Sophie says, just getting everything ready to paint and have paid for my flooring for the bedroom, living room and hallway and got some small bites for bathroom and kitchen. Oh, bits for bathroom and kitchen. And everybody's laughing at Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool and her comment that I definitely can't read out because I don't want to be demonetized. So, 40 minutes into this wonderful live stream and 40 of you wonderful people watching. So, time to tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. Now, you'll all have seen the daily diaries from over the weekend. So I won't tell you about that because you've already seen it. But you won't know what happened today. You won't know what happened today. So today I went to the yard, and I went to the yard in the Honourable Sheeson, my Rover 25 1.6 IXL CVT step speed. God. No, I can't read that, Neil. And then Black Line says, wait, is that a knob? Yes, Black Line says dress. Oh, Ben. Ben says to Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool, important community info. Thank you for finding out on our behalf. I'm not reading that out. God. It's all going downhill. It's all going downhill. Oh, dear. Oh, my God. And I definitely can't read that out. Dear God. I think I'll just leave you to it. You can all talk amongst yourselves. That is outrageous. And me, a minister of the touching cloth. Dear, dear, dear. Oh, God, please tell me it's wine time soon. I need wine. Neil says, I reckon Boaty's called Boaty because his penis is the length of a 38-foot yacht. Trace is crying. God, I can't read half of these out, but you can read them for yourself. And indeed you are. Right, I'm going to try and just crack on with things. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But thank you, girlfriend from Liverpool. I'll take you up on that. Oh, don't worry. I'll bring plenty of Mr. Boaty's pottering lube. Oh dear. Neil, more like a tugboat. Toot toot, says over Spotty Botty. Thank you, Joe. How's your day been, Jason? Wave your willy around the camera. Oh dear. How's my day been? My day's been really good. So it started badly. I got up late, and you know what it's like when you God. I'm genuinely starting to wonder if it really is her now because I did. I actually did. I can't read that out. I can't read that out. I can't read any of these out. Right, get it all out of your system. I'm having a break. You lot go for it. You don't need me. I'm just getting in the way. Oh dear God. Right, my date. Dear God. Yes, you have broken me again. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, dear. Hobnut doesn't have to put up with this on his live streams. Boaty, says Neil. I bet you £20 you were. Oh, for God's sake. I can't read that. I bet you 20 quid I would, Neil. I bet you 20 quid I would. Absolutely. And just before I drive in, I'll get out and turn it on. And the biggest one in the shop. It's on by you, right? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I love a bonnet mascot, me. Oh my God, there's a candle on that. That looks wrong, says Sophie. I've just noticed. Would you like a closer look, Soph? There you go. That is my new candle. And as soon as these are finished, that's coming into play. I can't read that. I don't know, Joe, and I'm not sniffing it again. I sniffed it last time. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, my day. It started badly because I overslept. And then I was all woozy. I didn't properly wake up and I didn't go through my full morning routine. And I had to take. God, I can't keep doing it. Oh dear. I'm not going to let you beat me. I'm not going to let you beat me. I'm oh hello, God, mustard's here now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now Fred is running, says Skick. Would you consider reviewing his future? Yeah, good question, Skick. On a serious note, I would. Now that Fred is running, obviously he can be driven to the scrapyard, and that means that he would fetch more money. So I am thoroughly in favour. I'm delighted Fred is running, and I think that we need to drive him to the scrapyard as soon as possible. Everybody's saying hello to Mustard now. But yeah, good question. Good question, Skick. Maybe I should be holding the candle instead of this. That'd be something to wave around the caravan, wouldn't it? Oh dear. Leave now, Mustard, before you get caught up in this nonsense. Well, that's good advice. So I was all woozy this morning. I'm determined to tell you about today. Oh God, I might just hang it out until 11 o'clock and I can have a drink. God. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ah. I got a comment yesterday on a video from one of Sean's people that kind of came over to me a little bit, and they said that my channel is very lad centric, and I suppose it is, but that's not down to me. That's down to all of you lot. And amazingly, the women are worse than the bloody men. Did you scrap? Did you scrap Brian? Asked Skik. No. We have a plan with Brian, and the plan is we are going to break him for spares. And we started that process today. Because I did come back from the yard with a part of Brian. We swapped steering wheels. Brian has got a lovely leather steering wheel. Sheeson does not, but he does now. They do now. Yeah, Brian's steering wheel is now on Sheeson. So part of Brian will live on with the fleet. But we're going to break Brian, get all of the useful spares that we can off him so he will live on in other cars. And then we will just weigh in whatever's left. So that's the plan with Brian. I'm not even allowed to show that one, Jimmy Quinn. Can I buy the seats out of him? Asked Neil. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a lady chap. Thank you very much, Peep, says Trace. You are indeed. You are indeed very much a lady chap. It is 11 o'clock. Shh, says Trace. It's not. I've got the thing in front of me. 9 minutes. Oh, no, I haven't. I didn't do the 19 mil steering. I didn't do the 19 mil steering wheel bolt up. Yeah, that's fine, Neil. Let's get the wine in the freezer. Can I have the rear lights, please? Asked Joe. Yes, you can, Joe. Hello, Mr. Boaty, says HW100. Hope you froze your wine, Boaty. I forgot, Trace, but it's in there now. I didn't do the 19 mil steering wheel bolt up, says Mustard. I hope you mean on Brian rather than on Sheeson, which I drove 60 miles home in, and you drove in as well. Mustard and I have been out on a road trip today, and we've bought a car, and it is a good one. It's lovely, actually, and I'm going to tell you all about it when I've had a drink of wine, and I shall wave my willy around in excitement. And I think we're going to buy another car tomorrow, or we might be. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Was it a Red Rover 25? Asked Neil. No, it wasn't. And no, it isn't. Have you got it sorted to live chat? Did it before I started, Trace? I'm getting quite good at that. Right, so Neil's having the seats. Joe's having the rear lights. Oh, and Neil wants the door cards as well. Oh, Neil, door cards. You know that that Brian's got electric windows in the rear. So the door cards are electric windowed up. Don't forget that. I'll have a few parts off Brian next time I'm up, Jason says. How much for the BCM? What's a BCM? Mustard in the kitchen gets lots of watchers. He does well on it. Yeah, over 3,000 on one of them, Skik. Pretty impressive. What about the collection of porno mags out of the boot? There are no porno mags in there. Gosh, you know me, I don't do porn. God. Can I have the furry dice? It doesn't have furry dice. What is the BCM? I don't know what the BCM is. Body control module? I thought it was a BCU. Oh, Chris says body control module. There we are. Oh, the Pectron box. Oh, right, okay. That's going to be a pain in the ass to get to because Brian's got aircon. Who asked about that? Oh, it's Black Lines, and I think he's joking. Does it have a working clock? Asked Frank. can't remember is the honest answer to that. I did say to break him ages ago, says Barry Scrotter. You did, yeah. Thank you, Andrew. Very, very much appreciated. So, yeah, so it's been a productive day. I got a new steering wheel on Shisen. Um, I got a toolkit, jack, wheel brace, everything, in the spare wheel thingy for Andy Pandy because he doesn't have one. Then we had lunch, which was very nice. Did a lunch video. And then we went and bought a car. Is that girl from Liverpool in the boot? No. Who would like to know about the car that we bought? He's waving his napkin willy at us again. Very exciting. Oh, God, it's almost wine o'clock. I've almost made it wine o'clock. Thank God for that. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. It's a lovely car we bought. Somebody's going to fall in love with that. And as I say, there is a possibility that we will be going south tomorrow to buy another one. BCM, Boaty cycling memories. Yeah, plenty of those. There'll be some of those in Wales. I can show off and tell you about the times that I used to climb the Roo on a 69-inch fixed. I've got wine hiccups before I've even started drinking the wine. Further south than this live chat, says Black Lines. You never know. I would like the boot carpet, passenger window motor, both rear lights, and a few other parts, please. I'll sort a list and let you know. Thank you, says Joe. Oh, there we are. There we are. He's flying out the door. Is young Brian. Somebody should have the door cards and the and all of the rear electric window gubbins so that they can upgrade their whatever Rover 25 or Streetwise to having rear electric windows. It's a super rare option. You don't see many. Joseph Lloyd had never seen one. Brian's the only one he's ever seen. So somebody should buy those at a ridiculous amount of money and upgrade their car. I know David Bleasdale wants them, but that would be a really good upgrade for somebody to upgrade to rear electric windows and have themselves a really, really rare factory option. Boaty's crunchy muff. Just buy the car, Joe, says Neil. Boaty can't masticate. The seats are in fact going in my sister's Streetwise. The seats are pretty good actually, Neil. Or they will be once I've had the mold cleaned off them. I have to clean the mold off. I didn't chill my wine glass. How annoying. I had to clean the mold off the steering wheel. It's gone a little bit moldy, bless him. Why don't you have all of the electric window gubbins as well, Neil, and fit those? That'd be a really cool thing to have in the back of a Streetwise. Oh, thank God, I've almost made it to 11 o'clock. And one. There we are. There we are, the good stuff. And it is the good stuff too. Look. Nice. Nice. Okay. Right. Cheers, darlings. Your very good health, up yours, and welcome to the second half Boaty Collective Mersey Girls. Yes, I'm sure it's mold. I was spotty butty. Thank you very much. Welcome to the second half of this live. God, the only way is up. It can't be worse than the first half. Bloody hell. You lot need help, quite honestly. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yay. Second half. Time to get mucky, says Trace. How much more mucky can you get? That means Sheeson now has a facelift steering wheel. No, Joe. No. Sheeson has an original steering wheel effectively because we put the original airbag on him. The only difference with a facelift steering wheel is the Rover badge on the airbag, but we've used the original airbag, so it looks completely original. He's just got a leather wheel instead of that awful plastic one. I wouldn't have had the facelift doings in there. That would have looked totally wrong. And Sheeson now has a beautiful Alpine head unit as well, so he's living his best life. It looks like we're on for tomorrow, says Captain Mustard. Oh, another road trip. Right. In that case, I need to be sensible and not not wave my willy about too much. Uh, so it's going to be an early starting. We need to be there before 12. Is that right, Captain? So you'll be coming to me, obviously. Oh, well, you can have a nice ride out in the MGF. I see, says Joe. I bet that looks nice and a mega upgrade. I'd love that in MJ. Not a fan of the cheap plastic steering wheel. Yeah, absolutely, Joe. Me neither. I was amazed, to be honest. I was always amazed that Sheeson, being the absolute top of the range, the creme de la creme, the IXL, I was amazed that he didn't have a leather steering wheel, and I couldn't understand it until I bought a brochure and checked. And sure enough, a leather steering wheel was a cost option on every model. No model came with it as a standard in that iteration of Rover 25s. Uh, so his wheel was original, but I agree with you; it's horrible. Um, the the leather is so much nicer. Unfortunately, the one in Brian is in jolly good condition. So that's in Sheeson now with the original airbag. It's looking fantastic, and it's just so much more pleasant to drive. Um, Skick says, anyway, have you had any more thought on the restaurant situation and the YouTube future or car sales and most of your future plans with Mustard? Oh, hang on. Sophie's off and says, well, I'm off. Good night. Good night, Soph. You take care of yourself, my lovely. Thank you for popping in. I know life is mad for you at the moment. We're all thinking about you and we're all really excited for you. So bless you. You look after yourself. Don't let the stress get to you. What did I just read out? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Skip, I have. I've been thinking quite hard about it actually. I I plan to put a bit of a push on YouTube this year. Um, and that will be starting in April. I plan to do a lot more. Over the winter, I've just been arsing about, doing the daily diaries, doing whatever. This spring and summer, I'm going to try and improve my content. Look at what works for other people and see if I can make it work for me, putting my own slant on it. So I'm hoping that the trips to Wales, um, you know, showing a bit of Wales, talking about my childhood, talking about family history, all of that. That kind of thing tends to go down well. It's something that I want to do anyway for myself. I want to have it on there. I want to have it on record. The internet lasts forever. So I want there to be something up there about me and my history and my family. I'm very proud of one side of my family. The other side can't bear them. But my father's side, I'm very proud to. I'm very proud of my the history and the heritage, and so I want something to be online. But also, I think it might be good for the channel. Um, and as we get to better days, I plan to do more content that might bring more views and more subscribers along, whether it's um, properly showing you bits and pieces in the peak, whether it's car reviews, whether it's railway stations, Land Rover lunches. I'm going to be doing cooking videos in the outdoors with Ram, all of that sort of thing. So I'm really going to try and ramp up the YouTube side, Skick, and that will help make other decisions for me. Things are still up in the air a bit with the restaurant because, and I can't remember if I've mentioned this to you before or not, but obviously you know about the Airbnb thing. And I can't remember if I've told you this, but the landlord came a week ago today to do an inspection on upstairs prior to sorting out a deal, etc., etc., etc. And he was so horrified with the state of the place that he now wants to sell the complete building. So that throws, on one hand, it throws a potential spanner in the works. On the other hand, it opens up even more opportunities if we were to just buy the building. But again, that's out of my hands. So I can only control what I can control. So my plan at the moment is to carry on with the restaurant, of course. They're my family. I need the income. So the plan is to carry on, but to put more focus into YouTube and try and have a bit of a breakthrough. So at least YouTube gets to be a more viable alternative rather than just a hobby. I'd love to get two. Now, bear in mind that Captain Mustard has had 18 months more of being a YouTuber than I have. So I'm always going to be hanging on his coattails, especially now that he's having a bit of a breakthrough, quite a lot of a breakthrough, actually. And I couldn't be happier for him. I know we have that silly competitive bit, but I couldn't be happier for him. I would love to, in the next 6 months, if I work hard and if I work cleverly on the content, I would love to get to where Mustard is now in terms of views, in terms of subscriber increase, and not least in terms of income. That would be fantastic. And that would then give me a much more viable springboard to really try and go forward. In terms of the car sales, again, the plan is to work harder and smarter with that as well. So nothing exactly set in stone there, Skip, but that's kind of where I'm looking. That's what I'm working towards. And we'll see how that goes. I'd love to do some stuff in Wales with Sean as well. Again, that's just for personal pleasure, but to be honest, the guy's got however many subscribers he's got now. So it wouldn't do my channel any harm either, but that's not really the reason for it. I just I like the guy's videos. I like the guy. His story is fascinating, and there's a very local connection. We're from either side of the same mountain, and I love what he's doing. I think he was brave to do it. It's working out tremendously well for him, and I'd just like to meet the guy and spend a bit of time with him. Has Dicker Dum Dum got a leather steering wheel? Asked Bad Books, and yes, he has. Everybody's telling Joe that we would have kept the green stripe. Oh, Mustard is just trying to get the address for tomorrow. So, yeah, it looks like Mustard and I are going to be off tomorrow morning for another new car. The one we bought today is fantastic. You will see it in a video, or 2 videos, or 3 videos, both on mine and Mustard's channel. Now, ordinarily, I would tell you that channel members would see it in tomorrow's Daily Diary video, but there might not be a Daily Diary tomorrow because it looks like we're going to be out on a car collection. So I might have to do a double Daily Diary on Wednesday because it looks as if tomorrow is not going to be a goer. It looks like I'm going to have to get up and get out because when I wake up, Mustard will be outside sounding the horn, ready to go. But well worth going for by the look of it. I will tell you about the car that we bought today, rather than you seeing it on a video. But you'll see it on a video in due course. Mustard has been editing a video tonight, so you might even see it tonight on Mustard's video. But you will see it anyway. It's ever such a nice little thing. And the chap who was selling it and his dad were just lovely people. We had we had a good laugh with them. But I'll tell you all about the car in just a sec. Yes, we need help, says Ben. That's why we gather before you, Father. Don't worry about it. There is going to be a weekly, I don't know, confessional, mend your soul, a proper audience with the Reverend Boaty. I'll wear a dog collar and everything. We'll do it properly. Yeah, Dicka Dum Dum has got a leather steering wheel. I love Dicka Dum Dum. And I love Dicka Dum Dum all the more now because I've got Andy Pandy. And I do love Andy Pandy, be under no doubt. Oh, Wet Leg has got a new steering wheel. It's all about steering wheels lately. She-Sun has got Brian's steering wheel, massive upgrade. Wet Leg, now if you remember, a steering wheel was on my list. Graham was keeping his best one on one side for me. And I upgraded everything else on Wet Leg to leather gear knob, leather armrest, all of that. But I hadn't done the steering wheel yet, and Graham was going to do that. But now, no need, because Wet Leg now has Nigel's old steering wheel, which is, and the great thing about that is, of course, when it was on Nigel, the airbag light was always on because the airbag connector is different. Now it's on Wet Leg, then the airbag is working properly. And Wet Leg is so much better for having a leather steering wheel. And Wet Leg has got a bit of Nigel in her. Ooh, Mrs. Ooh, matron. So that's all quite nice. When I got to the yard this morning, Mustard is properly loving MGF convertible motoring. He's dailying the bloody thing whenever he can. And when I got to the yard today, sure enough, there was Wet Leg with the roof down, just the way that he drove her in, bless him. And he's having a whale of a time, and I'm delighted. And Andy Pandy is working out really, really well for me. And I've got plans to make lots of improvements to Andy Pandy. The stereo is almost sorted now. There's one little niggle with it. Unfortunately, and this didn't make it into the video, the same thing happened with Andy Pandy as happened with Dicka Dum Dum. I guess it's just age and stuff, but the aerial, the little prong on the aerial broke off. So the radio isn't working on Andy Pandy. Now, it's not the end of the world because it's a Bluetooth stereo. So I can always stream the radio through my phone. And even if that bit hadn't broken, then the top of the aerial is kind of not as it should be either. So I wouldn't have got very good coverage anyway. So when I've got some spare pennies, I need to get my car stereo man to come and do the same job that he did on Dicka Dum Dum. Fit a new top aerial mount, and a new doings on the inside to plug in. It wasn't too bad. He charged me, okay, he's kind of a mate. I was giving him a bit of coverage on YouTube. paid cash, and I paid 60 quid for the whole lot to be done to Dick-a-Dum-Dum. So when I've got some spare money, that also needs to be done to Andy Pandy just to get him right. I plan to keep Andy Pandy long term, very long term, like as long as he will last. It's going to be my daily car because all of my insurance is all changing as well. Andy Pandy and Boo are going to be on normal, well, they already are. They are all on, they're both cars are on normal insurance policies, unlimited miles, commuting use, business use, blah, blah, blah. So they can be used as daily cars, either of them, both of them. All of the others are going on my Footman James Classic policy. Very limited mileage, 3,000 miles per year between them all. But of course, they're dirt cheap, 30 quid a year or something each. Going to save me a lot of money. So Dick-a-Dum-Dum is going to be used for anything for daily use and anything involving long journeys, which means it's going to clock up quite a lot of miles. But, and mine is a big but, I plan to go absolutely mad. Firstly, improving him aesthetically, not so much mechanically, because he's fine mechanically. I just plan to because he's going to be the one doing all of the miles, I plan to go mad with him and get everything working. I'm planning to strip the dash because there are 3 dash bulbs that need replacing. The mileage reading isn't lit up, the clock isn't lit up, and the heater blower switch isn't lit up. So 3 bulbs need replacing there. I want to get that done. What else? Obviously, I want to get the correct rear seat for him. He needs a black leather Rover 45 saloon rear seat because the saloon and the hatchback rear seats are different. And he's got a hatchback rear seat codged in. Or actually, he did have a hatchback rear seat codged in. And now he's got a Rover 25 rear seat codged in, I think, because that was a better fit than the 45 hatchback. But I would love to get the proper seat. And I just plan to get everything done on him, basically. Get the aircon recharged, keep him absolutely fully serviced. And the same with all of the other cars too. They're all going to be projects to be improved and worked on, but obviously they're going to be doing next to no miles. So it won't have to be so concerted and effort on those. Oh, and the same applies to Boo as well. So yeah, the fleet are kind of settled now. I'm going to save a few quid with the insurance, with the insurances on 5 of them, and with using Andy Pandy as my daily. It's going to save me probably £6, £7, £8 per day on fuel, 20 quid per month on tax. That's all going to add up. And the other insurances, so for example, Sheeson, his insurance is due on the 15th, which is Thursday. Let me show you. This is my renewal thing. He's insured with, they are insured with Lancaster. Now then, I have checked with Footman James, and all of the fleet with the are in their eyes classic cars. So Sheeson, classic. Dick-a-Dum-Dum, classic. Mingebag, classic. So they can all go on classic policies along with my existing ones. Now, this is Sheeson's insurance renewal. Last year's premium was £278.60. This year's premium, £426.24. 426 quid. Now, I'm not going to be taking this up. Sheeson is going to go on my classic car policy on Footman James. It's going to cost, judging by the others, 30 to 40 pounds for the year. So that's going to be a saving of 390 odd quid, right? You multiply that by 5, that's a lot of money saved over the year. So that's what's going to streamline the fleet and will hopefully allied to an increase in YouTube income, will just free up an extra little bit of cash so I can get my debts paid off. I can live on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully we'll sell the odd card as well. And I can, work on keeping the fleet as they are, at least on the road, properly maintained and hopefully improved. So that's all good. And that's all quite exciting. I would love to come for a Land Rover lunch, says Joe. Joe, as I said the other day, dear boy, my door is always open. You are welcome here anytime. Anytime. And I still love the idea of Land Rover lunches, and I still do firmly intend to do them. I've got the Land Rover, I've got all of the outdoor kit, I've got the chairs, the tables, I've got the stoves, I've got everything. So a little bit of nice weather, and I do plan to do it. I'm going to do at least one or more with Ram, but I would love to do Land Rover lunches with any of you that care to make it. When I do it with Ram, I'm going to invite you all to come and watch, join in, taste the food. But that's going to be slightly different. That's going to be Ram, an award-winning professional chef, doing a cookery display, showing you how to make certain dishes, showing off his skills, and basically cooking for whoever comes along to eat and enjoy. So that's going to be a very slightly different thing. But I would love to do Land Rover lunches with any of the rest of you, and certainly with Mustard. I would love to do some cooking videos with Mustard, where I've got 2 stoves, I've got plenty of tables, where we could take the Land Rover somewhere beautiful around here or in the Pennines near him, and we could both do a cooking video. We could do a cook-off, or we could cook together, or whatever. And I'd love to do that sort of thing with any of you guys. So Joe, seriously, let's make it happen. I'd love you to come up. The hotel's just there. I've got a spare room. It would be fabulous. Do you fancy it tonight, big boy, says Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool. Darling, even in your best tracksuit bottoms, no. I'm knackered, and I've got to go off tomorrow with my other girlfriend, Captain Mustard, the Camp Damp Hairy Paddington Jesus figure, and we've got to go and buy another car. So no pottering tonight for me. Not the night for it. I mean, well, unless, if you pop round, I'm not going to say no. Who says no? Whoever's nah, don't fancy it. Oh, dear. Over 6,000 subs, says Skik. You've got to be doing something right. Yeah, Skik, but I think I'm also doing something wrong, because just lately, the algorithm hates me. Now, I've checked out my stats very carefully, because my figures have gone to hell. They've gone to hell in a handbasket. My figures are so low at the moment. For some reason, I'm doing worse numbers now than I was doing when I had like 300 subscribers and I didn't know what I was doing. And I don't entirely know why. Now, my click-through figures are good, better than they've ever been. So in other words, more people who have shown my videos are clicking on them than they have done before. But not many people are being shown my videos. In other words, the algorithm has decided that people don't want to watch me. And as a result, I'm getting no views. My viewing figures are terrible. with the exception of live streams. For what the live streams are, they do okay. I'm getting 40 odd of you watching, which is amazing. I don't chase numbers on the live streams. I love the community thing that we've got. I love the intimacy that we have. I love the interaction. So my live streams do okay. Everything else, with a couple of exceptions, and even the exceptions are not doing what they were. Everything's just dropped off a cliff. I'm not getting views. I'm not getting any new subscribers at all. Literally, my subscriber number is going down, not up. Now, some of that is due to YouTube having had a massive recent purge on dead accounts, accounts that are dormant or fake accounts or bot accounts. But even without that, I'm getting no new subscribers and I'm getting no views. And I think the problem, to be honest, are my daily diaries. I think since going over to the daily diaries, they're just not getting picked up. Whether it's the titles, whether it's the content, whether it's the similarity of the titles, I don't know. But my figures are just shit. Really, really crap. And that's why I know I need to do a massive change on my content over this summer. Otherwise, I'm just going to go down and down and down. My subs are dreadful. Over the last 28 days, I have lost my average, because you always gain subs and you always lose subs. That's natural. And your stats will show you the balance. So, when I was really building the channel well and everything was going well, then I was getting I was probably getting 300 subs a month, if not more. Now, to give you an idea, the last 28 days, my subscribers minus 183. So everything's going in the wrong direction there, and I think it's the daily diaries. Now, I love the idea of having that daily thing and that little insight, but without any proper videos to back them up, because nothing's been happening over the winter and nothing of interest, nothing that I can do or nothing that I can make happen or whatever, then I've just fallen off a cliff and the algorithm hates me and it doesn't show my videos to anybody. So even if I put in the odd one that might do a little bit better, because the algorithm hates the channel, it's just all doing crap, and it's a bit demoralizing in a way. In another way, it's not, because where did I put that? Because in another way, I never started the channel with any idea of it ever becoming successful. I just like the idea of community. So I'll never be disappointed with what we've got, because no matter what the numbers are, then even if I had a massive channel like James's, then, and this is true, and even if I was making money, I would always value the core of 100 or 200 people that are my inner scrotum, or even the 40 or 50 that are my regular live stream audience. On a personal basis, if you don't include my bank balance, that means a lot more to me and does me a lot more good personally, and it's better for my emotional well-being than having massive numbers. So I'm never going to complain. But, it's undeniable that it would be rather nice for the channel to grow a bit, partly for my income. And, we all have to pay bills, don't we? And also because, and, I had this with singles. If you get big numbers, so say you get 1,000 people coming in within a month, then, that's all good. That's all going to be views. That's all going to be money in the bank. But also, out of those 1,000, one or two might, one or two of those new people might become members of the inner scrotum, the most important bits, and might become a regular and important and valuable part of the community. And that makes a massive difference. And it's not just a channel thing. I mean, remember that because of the way that I work things, or we work things, it's not just a virtual thing. It's not just you lot watching videos and it's not just you lot watching videos and commenting on them, or just a live stream, or a car meet 2 or 3 times a year where you meet me and shake my hand and pay £10 for a shit sticker. We meet up and do real stuff, like I do with like I do with Mustard, my best mate, like I do with Joe, like I do with Neil, like I do with Sophie, like John Stoodley, like so many so many more of you. And that's amazing. I love that, and I wouldn't swap that for anything. But remember, Boaty says, Trace, subs don't equal views or income. Well, that's true. When you fill your car up near you, says Skick, there is a small car sales. How about you asking them, could you review his cars? You do have 6,000 subs. The problem with that, they're all overpriced, Skick. I was offered that sales pitch. Right, the problem with it, I'll tell you the truth. The garage down the road, Ladywood Garage, classic car specialist, amazing guys, lovely people, true experts, as good as you can get. Genuinely. That's not me blowing smoke up their asses. They're genuinely good. But now, David, you've seen him on video. It was his dad who started it. And his dad, who's in his mid to late 80s, Scottish guy, nice enough guy, but very, very opinionated. And he still runs the sales pitch, and he buys cars. He will buy cars locally or from wherever. And because he doesn't need the money or anything like that, he will put a massive margin on there. I mean, he'll tell you, he's told me straight. He said, I'm not taking less than £2,000 profit on any car. It's not worth my while. No point. Because he's amazed by the margins I put on my cars. Can't understand it. I'm not taking less than £2,000 profit. But that's not on a 50 grand car. That's on a car that he'll have bought for 800 quid, and then it goes up. For £3,000 or £4,000 or something like that. Now, sometimes he gets it. Sometimes he does get it, but the cars will sit there for a long time. I actually mentioned it on a video the other day. There's an X-Type estate in there, a really nice X-Type estate, and absolute crap. I fancied it myself 3 years ago when it came on the pitch, and I said, I really fancy that, but it's going to be a stupid price, isn't it? No, it's not going to be a stupid price. How much do you want for it? £4,000. The fucking... So I can't review them because they're too expensive, Skick, and it's just going to look daft. And the same thing applies to that pitch down there. Would be perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. I could have 10, 12 cars on sale there, the garage on hand to do all the fixing and all of the sorting. And I thought, that's got to be the way to go. And there was a period where there were no cars there, or where there were very few cars there. And I said, look, what about I rent this, or I put cars on here and we split the profit, blah, blah, blah. And he said, and he told me how much he He told me how much he wanted for it. He said, "Would you pay this? Because so and so is going to pay this for it, and he's going to have it." I said, "No, I'm not paying that for it. Of course I'm not." He said, "Well, there you go then." Now the guy who apparently was going to pay that never did, never appeared. So there's just all the normal cars on there, which is it. But there we are. There we are. That's a long answer to a short question, Skip. Is it another Rover by any chance? Oh, the one that we bought today. It is. I'll tell you about it in a moment. Mustard says wet leg has a leather steering wheel. Yeah, I've mentioned that. Oh, it's a Peugeot mountain bike review. Oh God. Look up Colin Firth's pizza oven. It combines these two. Oh right, okay. Oh right. Oh dear. I'll leave you two to argue that amongst yourselves. I can't even show that comment. You two won't allow me to show it. Taking into consideration you have a holy background, I would like to see you and Mustard renew your friendship vows together and celebrate a great friendship in a church of your choice. I would be the witness. Oh my gosh. What an entrancing but bizarre idea. Oh, God. It would make a good video, wouldn't it? Dear, oh dear. I quite like that idea. I can't read any of these out. Not only can I not read these comments out from Smelly Hole and Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool, I'm not even allowed to show them. You two won't even allow me to show them. Oh dear. Boaty is mine, codface. Right, meet me at the Albert Dock and we'll see who's having Boaty. The loser goes in the Mersey. I will sit on your face and I know you like it. Jesus Christ. Oh dear, oh dear. Can I have the loser? Asks Andrew. I can't read that out. I can't read that out. Read the algorithm, says Grace. You've said it yourself. You keep just doing drives to and from the yard. It's very samey. It all looks the same, including the thumbnails. You also need titles that grab. I agree. I need to change the whole dynamic of the channel. I need to change the content. The daily diaries, if they stay, the daily diaries need to become 5-minute videos where they go back to the original idea that I had. My original idea for the daily diaries was that, do you remember Open All Hours? And at the end of every episode of Open All Hours, Arkwright would be standing outside the shop in the dark, having a muse over what had happened during the day in an amusing way, obviously. And that was my idea for the daily diaries. And that's what they need to be. They just need to be that, a short 4-5-minute video aimed at very, very regular viewers, you lot, the inner scrotum, aimed directly at you with all of the intimate personal stuff, insights into what's going on, so on and so on and so on. And that's all that they should be. And they should be there for the most faithful viewers. They shouldn't be there trying to hold up the channel, which is what they've been doing, and they've died on their ass, as Trace rightly points out. So they can stay, and they will stay, but that's what they need to be. Little 5-minute insights into the day with, stuff that will be of interest or whatever, just to the very regular lot. And the other videos need to be, again, as Trey says, different, grabby, good thumbnails, and with something actually happening other than just a drive to work or a drive to the yard. I need to do stuff. And I've not been doing anything over winter. That's why there haven't been any videos. It's difficult to do things over winter, partly because the weather is shit, but mostly because I'm skinned. And in winter, I'm having to pay a fortune for the heating and whatnot. And I'm aware of that, which is why I've said that come spring, I need to make the most of it. And I need to get some proper content. So you're absolutely right, Trace. New stream title, says Jimmy Quinn, Down the Albert Docks. Fight night at the Albert Docks. Oh, I quite like that. We'll do a screenshot of that. Don't forget to give me titles for these live streams. Coming to Interval 2025, Boaty's Liverpool ladies title fight. That X-Type looks nice from the brief view we've had. It's a nice X-Type. It needed welding underneath. That's all been done and done really well, but it's too expensive. All of his cars are too expensive. There are a couple of cars that I wanted to buy myself, and they were just crazy priced. And he's that type of chap, doesn't need the money. He'd rather they sat there for 7 years than he takes less profit than he thinks he should take on them. He won't even sell them to trade. There was one car I desperately wanted to buy off him, way before the YouTube channel, even before Chinese Madam, and he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it at any price. So, and it's a shame because that would work. That could work beautifully down there because they're like a hidden secret down there. Now, those who know, and that's why that's why all of the amazing cars. I mean, you see the cars that go in and out of there. If you've got £1 million classic car, that's one of the places where you will take it because they know what they're doing with that sort of thing. They are true classic experts, and God knows. And they're of a certain vintage. They don't do any advertising or marketing. I'll give you an example. What's his name? Oh, can't remember his name. Simon, lovely chap. The guy that bought the Drive Tribe Rover 25, bought it from the eBay auction, paid 7 or 8 grand for it. You know the one that Mustard supplied some parts for. An amazing thing. I've seen it in real life. Fabulous car. He's also got a Mini, and he took this Mini to. There was an ongoing problem with the Mini. And he took it to one of the super duper Mini specialists. And not only did they not fix it, they actually made it worse. And I said to him when I met him at the first Project Nigel meetup, I said, try these guys, local to me. Just try them. And he took the Mini there. They solved it. They sorted it. They sorted the original problem. They sorted what the other specialist had buggered up, and they did bugger it up. They genuinely made it worse. Now, if I had a tie-in with them, literally a mile down the road from me, and I had a little sales pitch on there, I did all of their marketing, all of that, it would work amazingly well. But the dad just wouldn't go for it. He's like I say, he's an octogenarian. He's in his 80s. He's thoroughly old school. He's a lovely guy, and we get on very well. We've chatted for hours and hours and hours, but there's no way he'd get on board with anything like that. Whereas David, I think, left to his own devices, would. I mean, David's talking about selling his personal collection, or at least making it available for sale. I'd love to be involved with that because David wouldn't really know where to go with it. I would, and I'd love to get involved. He's got some great stuff. What's he got? Well, I can't tell you all of them, but I can tell you he's got a one-owner MG ZTT 260, you know, the V8, with a couple of thousand mile on it that's been properly in dry storage for 20 years or something daft, and is just brand new and concours. I can tell you he's got a Sierra Cosworth RS 500 with about 400 miles on it, something like that. Again, dry stored, absolutely concourse, all of that sort of thing. But there we are. Oh, when did I get to? Yeah. Don't forget to like, says Jimmy Quinn. Well, it would be a great kindness if you did. I won't fall out with you if you don't. I love the end to open all hours as Arkwright starts shutting the shop, says Barry Scotter. That was my idea for it. That was what it was supposed to be. And if you remember, I literally, in the early days of the Daily Diaries, I literally used to go outside to do it at the end of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning without realizing that my light, sleeping neighbor could hear me. And then that fateful night, he hung out of the bedroom window and told me off in no uncertain terms. And I felt dreadful about it. But that just goes to show that that was my original idea for the Daily Diaries. And I still think it would work. But because of winter and because of the lack of any other content, the Daily Diaries have become the only videos and they're ruining the channel. So it does need to change. It absolutely needs to change. And the algorithm and my viewing numbers and my subscriber numbers are telling me that. And I do know. It's just making it happen. So Daily Diaries, yes, says Trace. They should be a 5-ish minutes. I like that, but someone talked you into longer, and I think the snappy, well-edited ones will be more well-received and watched more, with good titles and picks. Yeah, agreed. Ben says, yes, Arkwright in the lighter, dry nights. You could be in the back doorway, camera outside, in winter dark in the living room. Not a bad idea, Ben. I agree, Ben, says Trace. Even if there are driving bits, but choose the good bits where Boaty said something funny, ranted, or there was an almost crash. Editing is your friend. I agree. I agree. Like when that recalcitrant curb jumped out in front of Boaty and Stigbutt. That was a good video, but not good for Stigbutt. Oh dear. Well, says Ben, it's been a funny sort of a day. Mustard broke his sausage and I had to stick it back together with my curry sauce. Still, it tasted nice, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And that, yeah, Ben, that's exactly the sort of thing that I intended it to be. When I came up with the Daily Diary idea, then I thought that I would do a video, a proper video, something happening, something interesting, reasonable content. And then there would be that sort of a daily diary, just 3, 4, 5 minutes, where I just reflected on the day or talked about what had happened or an insight behind it or talking about the day to come or something like that. And I still think that's a good idea. But over winter, I just got lazy, I got poor, and I genuinely have been poor. I can't tell you. Some of you guys have saved my bacon again this winter. So you're all absolutely correct. Skick is absolutely correct. I need to work on the channel. And, the first step of making changes is accepting that at the moment you're doing it wrong. And I do accept that. I fully accept that at the moment I'm doing it wrong. There you go. Oh, Frank G_05. Bless you. What a kind thing to do. A £4.99 super thanks. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And again, can't tell you how much I appreciate the channel memberships, the super thanks, the super chats, all of those things. I don't make money on the advertising side of things. Well, I mean I do, but literally 30 quid a month, something like that. So those little things, they make all the difference. Thank you indeed. I can't wait until the crankcases get hold of Boaty at Pride of Longbridge. Oh God. Oh, and Frank, you're a legend, says Ben. Right, okay. We've got 10 minutes of this live to go. Thank you so much for it, by the way. Thank you, everybody. Boaty, you aren't doing it wrong, says Trace. I am. You just need to rethink things and make tweaks. Yeah, because I'm doing things wrong. Your current subbers enjoy your content. Oh, that's kind. That's kind. I need to refine what I'm doing for my long-term. Well, you're all my friends. You're all my dear friends, you lot. Genuinely, and I need to keep that for you. But I need the other stuff on the channel that might actually make a few quid. Barry, Tommy Dapper, so dear. Right, yeah. I still haven't seen this character, but there we are. Okay, in the last part, the last 9 minutes of this live stream, let me tell you about the car that we bought today, and maybe the car we're going to buy tomorrow. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm a little nervous because it's going to be. Oh, Jimmy! Oh, Jimmy's just sent me a little PayPal donation. Oh, that's really kind, Jimmy. Thank you so much. I can't see it, but thank you. Jimmy, wonderfully, he prefers to send stuff direct to PayPal because he doesn't like the idea that YouTube take 50%, which it's just really kind. Thank you all for your kindness. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. Oh, and John is here. John, we've been talking about you. You have been mentioned. Hey, chat. Hey, Boaty. Yeah, okay. John's had a bad day, and it's completely understandable. I mean, John's going through the kind of stuff that's going to knock anybody off the rails. Anybody. And John, all I can say is that, when you want to share and when you need somebody, we are all here for you, whether it's on the live stream, whether it's in the community chats or whatever. But we also completely understand when you just need to be away from it and deal with things yourself. But thank you for checking in, John. We think about you. You're always on our minds. And genuinely, as somebody said the other night, you are genuinely an inspiration. You might not think that you are, because you might just think that your body is falling apart, your mind is falling apart. But honestly, you're an inspiration in the way that you've dealt with it. And on a very personal level, I would just like to say, John, I'm so proud that you've chosen to be part of this thing with us and to be so open and so honest and to accept us as close enough friends that you would share what you do with us. And that's incredibly meaningful and a bit of a privilege, really. And I just feel very proud to have been some small part in creating a thing where this sort of thing can happen. So thank you for that. Exactly, Trace, says Ivor Spotty Buddy. Boaty is unique. Yeah, thank God for that. He has his own way of making the video doings. With a few changes, the view should improve. I just need more interesting content. I can't keep getting away with driving to the yard or driving to work. Yeah. Jimmy is an amazing guy, says Trace. So supportive where and when he can. Absolutely, he is. You all are in your own ways. Jimmy Jimmy is a blessed puppet. Jimmy is an absolute blessed puppet. Yeah, he sends the occasional bung via PayPal, and he's done a couple before, and he doesn't make it public, and he just says, I want it all to go to you. I don't want half of it to go to YouTube, which is very kind because you know it genuinely does make such a difference. It's kind of ridiculous that I'm in the state I am, but that's life, isn't it? What happens? I had a divorce, I had an accident, debts mounted up, and now I'm living this life that I love, but that doesn't pay terribly well, trying to make something happen, trying to put the debts right and get all of those sorted and so on. And you lot are just amazing, and I'm so grateful. John, oh, well said, Ben. John, well done for making it on here. And I second that. It's a bloody big thing when life is treating you like you're Francis Ngannou and you've already been knocked down twice, and Anthony Joshua is just lining up for that last punch. That is what life is doing to John at the moment. And to come on here, even if it's just to say hello, that takes a massive pair of balls. So yeah, well done, John. uh, totally understand how you're feeling, John, says Andrew. Yeah. Okay. Record you doing the 45 project. I'll come up and help. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, that's one of the plans. I plan to do more with all of the cars, or to film more, get more content on them. I don't know. Am I procrastinating and not doing tomorrow what I should be doing today? Or is it genuinely difficult during winter because it's cold outside and because I'm skinned? And I do keep putting it back. It's like Wales. I said I'd do it after St. David's Day, and now I'm doing it in April. My justification is that it's going to be a stretch for me financially to have a night away. Hotel cost, fuel, etc., and I want to get the most value for my money. And if I do it in April, after the clocks have gone back, I've got more daylight to do it, and I'll get more filming time, etc. Maybe I'm just procrastinating, and maybe I just need you all to give me a massive kick up the ass. I understand, John. I completely understand. And yeah, okay. The comments about Tommy Dapper or whatever the name is, I don't know. People do their own things, and okay, I will say something about Matt. And what I'll say is this. Obviously, he had a bit of a falling out with me. What I'll say about Matt is that whether you like or don't like the stuff that he does on the videos with Simon and Rob, what I'll say about Matt is that I'm delighted that he's got their relationship with Simon and Rob. I'm really delighted that they've got a really good social life together. They meet up, they do stuff. I'm delighted that their YouTube stuff happens. If you don't like it, fine. If you think it's a bit silly, that's absolutely fine. But on a personal level, I like Matt, and I'm delighted he's got those friends and that element of fun that no doubt he enjoys. I'm glad he's got it in his life. Is it for everybody? Probably not. Is it for me? Possibly not. But they're doing it. They're having fun. Good on them. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing what I do. I'm having fun. Some people think I'm an enormous tosser, and that's fine. It's fine. I'm just glad for Matt that he's got that connection with Simon and Rob and all of that community and whatnot, and he's got that in his life because he's not a bad person, and I think that gives him an interest, and it gives him friendships, and it gives him social activity, and I genuinely hope that that makes him happy. I'm sure he does, and I think he deserves it. So I'm happy about it. That doesn't mean that I love every minute of their content, but that doesn't matter. Horses for courses, isn't it? Boaty, your live streams are good, says Skick, and you keep at it. Well, I do keep at it. A lot of people on here have enjoyed them for a long time. That's very kind. I loved the Stigbutt video the other day, says John. Meant a lot to me to see him. I love that card a lot. John, I did that for you. You know I did that for you. I didn't say it on the video, or maybe I did. But that's the reason why I did it. You asked me to. Kind of the opportunity presented itself. I thought I'd do it. I know you don't like car meets, says Chris McGuire, but attending a few of them will give you content. A lot of owners that usually have to talk about their cars. You're absolutely correct, Chris, and I'm going to do it this year. So, Boaty can talk the legs off a donkey, says Buddy Scott. Well, that's true. I didn't know Boaty had fallen out with Matt, says Buddy Scott. I didn't fall out with him. He fell out with me. And stopped viewing the channel, left the Facebook group, blah, 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 blah. And people will tell you the story of what he fell out with me about. Basically, if I remember, he was upset with my channel memberships not offering the same value for money as Amazon Prime, I think. I could be wrong. It is silly. That's why I like it. I'm a bit childish sometimes. Me too. Oh, the Tommy Dapper is about Matt. Yeah, I agree with that, Trace. No slagging off. Yeah, agreed. Why not do a blog sleeping in the car for 24 hours when parked up after a trip out? Says Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight in the Widow. Well, because I wouldn't enjoy it. We came, we saw, and we kicked its ass. Darlings, it is time to go. I'm very quickly going to tell you about the car we bought today. It is a Rover 25. It's done 31,000 miles. It's quite a rare special edition. And it's one of those special editions that means that it's got a very special name and less equipment than any non-special edition. It's got nothing, bug basic, except that it's been upgraded in certain ways. But it's really cute, 31,000 miles, and the best service history of any car that I've ever seen. It's got a history file like that. It's got virtually a brand new MOT on it. It's had all sorts of new parts. It drives fantastically, and somebody's going to love it. Pre-facelift, of course. So that's that. Special edition, no rot. Oh, it had, it did have a bit of rot on the sills. They were all sorted for the current MOT. Just surface rot, but that's all been sorted. Incredible history. A weird special edition. It's an Impression 3. And it's just got nothing, not even electric mirrors. Every Rover 25 I've ever seen has got electric mirrors. This has got manual. It had manual windows, but they've been upgraded to electric windows as an aftermarket thing. So the electric window switches are in the normal place, but they're much better switches. They're aftermarket switches, not the normal Rover 25 ones. But yeah, 31,000 miles and that incredible history. Every bit of paperwork plus more from day one. Thousands of pounds spent on it. It's a really nice little thing and it's going to make somebody a beautiful little car. As I say, absolutely ready to go. It's got a couple of faults on it. Of course it has, they all have. But incredible history, loads of money spent, loads of new parts, only 31,000 miles. Interesting specification to it that makes it absolutely unique. It's probably going to be going out at £1,000 or 1,200 quid, something like that. Nice little car for somebody. Remember, smash that like button, folks. Indeed. And then tomorrow we're going to buy another car, apparently, which means that I really should get off, get some supper. I've got an interesting supper tonight. I did a double buy. It was my turn to buy lunch. So we went to Istanbul, obviously. Should be an official sponsor of the channel. Maybe it will be in due course. Mustard had curry, I had kebab, but I didn't have a supper plan for tonight. That's a different story, long story. I'll tell you about it another day. I have got Istanbul staff curry that I bought today. I've got that for supper, which is great because that means no cooking, no faff. I'll just finish this live stream. I will, do say you good night, everybody. It is that time. Finish this live stream, finish the wine, warm this curry and naan up, and I can get to bed and then get a decent sleep before Mustard comes to collect me tomorrow and we go to buy another car. And I'm excited about the one that we're going to buy tomorrow as well. We're going to be heading south. We're going to be going to Boo's old stamping ground, actually. The car's a little bit of an unknown quantity, but I've just got a really good feeling about it. So that's going to be great. As I say, if that happens tomorrow, then your daily diaries are going to have to wait until Wednesday. But there will be, obviously, a live stream tomorrow night, Tuesday night live. I will have been to work. I'll be wearing a suit. My hair will be much tidier. I will have shaved. And I will tell you everything that happens tomorrow. So that's really exciting. I'm so grateful for your company tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Special thanks to Black Lines, who renewed his channel membership, to Frank G_05 for my super thanks, and for Jimmy, bless him, for chucking a little bung in the old PayPal. I'm really grateful. And thank you. Trisha, are you still here, my lovely? My goodness gracious me. Well prepared for supper, Boaty, says Bad Brooks. Good luck for tomorrow and good night all. Yeah, so more footage to come. I've got plenty of footage. I got loads today. I got the food collection video, driving to the Milkston Road and back. I know it's the same old, but the chat is always different. There's a lunch video. There's going to collect the new car. There's footage of the new car, which you might have to wait a day or two for it, but it will come up. And then there's going to be more footage tomorrow because we're going to be off on another Mustard and Boaty road trip. Maybe I'll even do a live if I'm awake enough, although I'm probably going to be half dead in the morning. But we'll catch up tomorrow night and I will tell you all about it. Title: Liverpudlians love a bit of boat. Oh dear. God, I forgot about this. Chat's been hilarious. Thank you to all who contributed to make it as funny as it is. A massive thank you to Boaty's girlfriend from Liverpool and to Smelly Hole, who just broke me and broke some of the viewers. Great live. Thank you, chat. I love you all. And you, Boaty, for allowing us this space, says Grace. Yeah, it's been... The live stream is so long on a Monday night that I forget what happened earlier. And of course, at the end of the first hour, it's just been hilarious. So, oh, Trisha's watching with other half Paul and son Chris. Smelly Hole, my favourite name, says Trace. So thank you all of you for playing your part in this. It's been brilliant, and I can't wait. I don't want to say goodnight to you. I never do. That's why I keep rambling on. I just want this to carry on, but you need to go. I need to go. Apparently, I've got an early start in the morning. Oh my God. I've got some laundry to hang out. I did the washing up before I started the live stream, so at least that is done. I've got my curry ready to go. Oh, it's all good. And I'm genuinely excited about this car tomorrow. Genuinely excited. And maybe, I don't know what the plans are for going down tomorrow. I don't know what car Mustard's going to come here in. I don't know if it's going to come in the MGF to have a fun drive, or I don't know in which case we will then go in from here. We will go in. Actually, that would make more sense. If he comes in wet leg, then we can go here from here in Andy Pandy, very economical. And then if we buy it, Mustard could take the new car straight back to the yard. And then I would have to go and collect Mustard tomorrow. God, you might not get a daily diary until Thursday. If that, yeah, Mustard's going to come here in a car. Hang on, let me work this out. Yeah, whatever way it works, Mustard is going to have to leave a car here tomorrow if we buy the other car. So that means another trip on Wednesday, so I will have to go and collect Mustard on Wednesday to bring him back here to collect his car. Bloody hell. You might not get a daily diary until Thursday at this rate, darlings. But if we do that, then we'll go to the Toll Bar Fish and Chip Shop again on Wednesday. Anyway, John, bless you. John has just sent me a £2 super chat. John, that's really kind. Thank you. A very good night, everyone, says Andrew. Fantastic chat tonight. Thanks to the Liverpool duo. Brilliant. Ta-da for now. I agree. A soldier can't fight alone, says Ben. Or as part of an army. We're all part of Boaty's army, fighting our battles together. Oh, dear. It's been a brilliant one, an absolutely brilliant one. And I must say that thank you, John. Thank you very much. Some of you have gone to a lot of effort with the alternate accounts and so on, and it's hilarious, and we all appreciate it. And I just need to go, don't I? 34 of you still watching. Oh, bless you. Please have a safe and peaceful night. Take great care of yourself. I can't thank you enough for tonight. It's been amazing. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and I'll let you know what happened tomorrow, unless there's a live tomorrow during the day. But I'll catch up with you 11 o'clock tomorrow. So much love from me. It's untrue. Thank you so much, everybody. And, what does that mean? I haven't seen that before. Oh, there we are. There we are. See you tomorrow. Seriously, thank you. Much love to you all. Chew. And indeed, bosh.